Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling 5G. We've got a pretty comprehensive report here looking at its evolution, the tech, what it means for you.
Right. And our plan is really to cut through some of that hype and jargon.
Exactly. Get to the core of what makes 5G different and, why it actually matters.
And it's important to remember this isn't just 4G, but faster. It's framed as a fundamental shift.
Okay, so let's start there. We had 3G, which gave us what? Basic mobile data?
Pretty much. Voice, some data. Then 4G really brought us mobile broadband, streaming on the go, that sort of thing.
And 5G. What's the focus this time?
It's much broader. It's designed as a kind of unified platform, think connecting everything, people, devices, infrastructure, the standards bodies like ITU and 3GPP planned it that way.
The unified platform. Okay, so technically, what are the big leaps? Speed is always the headline grabber.
It is, and the jump is significant. 4G LTE could theoretically hit maybe 1 gigabit per second peak.
Theoretically, yeah.
5G aims for peaks of 20 gigabits per second. Now, real-world speeds aren't there yet, but places like South Korea are already seeing averages over 400 megabits per second. It's about spectral efficiency, too, using the airwaves better.
Packing more data in. Got it. But I hear latency is maybe even more revolutionary. The delay.
Absolutely. This is huge. 3G latency was, hundreds of milliseconds. 4G got it down to maybe 20, 70 milliseconds.
Still noticeable for some things.
Right. 5G is targeting potentially 1 millisecond for ultra-reliable low-latency communication URLLC. Even for enhanced mobile broadband, it's aiming for around 4 milliseconds.
1 millisecond. That really changes what's possible. Real-time control, things like that.
Exactly. Remote robotics, autonomous systems, maybe even remote surgery down the line. That kind of responsiveness.
Okay, speed, latency. What about just connecting more stuff? The Internet of Things.
Capacity, another massive increase. 4G could handle maybe a couple thousand devices per square kilometer.
Which seemed like a lot.
It did, but 5G, it's designed for up to 1 million devices per square kilometer.
1 million. Wow. Okay, that definitely enables the whole IoT vision.
It's essential for it. And how does it do all this? Spectrum is key.
Right, I hear about low band, mid band, high band, M wave.
Correct. Think of them as different tools. Low band travels far, good for coverage, like in rural areas. Mid-band is a sweet spot, good balance of speed and range.
That's where a lot of current deployment is.
Yes, a lot of focus there. Then you have high band, millimeter wave. That's where you get the crazy speeds and capacity, but
The range isn't great.
yeah,
And obstacles are a problem.
precisely. Shorter distances, easily blocked by walls, leaves, even rain sometimes. 5G uses much wider channels, too, like wider lanes on the highway, especially in mid and high band. And tech like massive MIMO and beamforming help manage those signals efficiently.
Okay, so the radio waves are different. What about the network behind the towers? Is that changing too?
Fundamentally, we're seeing things like network slicing. Yeah, it lets operators create multiple virtual networks on top of one physical network. So you could have one slice optimized for, say, streaming video, another ultra-reliable slice for industrial automation, another for massive IoT devices. Tailored performance.
That makes sense for supporting such different uses.
And then there's edge computing, bringing computing power closer to the user, physically closer.
What do you do?
Reduces latency even further. If the data doesn't have to travel all the way back to a central data center, things get faster. Crucial for AR, VR, cloud gaming, getting response times down to maybe 10, 15 milliseconds.
So the experience feels instant.
That's the goal. And the core network itself is becoming cloud native, more software-based, flexible, easier to upgrade and deploy new services.
Okay, so pulling this together for the average person, what does 5G mean right now or soon? Faster downloads, obviously.
Yes, definitely. Smoother 4K, even 8K streaming, better performance in crowded places like stadiums, but also enabling those more immersive experiences.
Like AR and VR.
Exactly. AR shopping, where you can see furniture in your room realistically. Untethered VR headsets that don't need a powerful PC nearby. Cloud gaming that feels like playing on a local console.
That cloud gaming aspect is interesting. Beyond entertainment, what about industries? You mentioned robots.
Yeah, smart manufacturing is a big one. That low latency allows for real-time control of machinery. Or healthcare, think reliable, continuous remote patient monitoring, massive data collection.
Huge potential. But it's not happening everywhere overnight, is it? What are the roadblocks?
No, deployment is complex. It costs a lot to build out the infrastructure, laying more fiber optic cable, installing lots of small cells, especially for MLM.
Right, those don't have the range.
Exactly. And acquiring the right spectrum licenses is expensive and complicated. Plus, there's the challenge of bridging the digital divide, ensuring rural areas don't get left further behind.
So, significant hurdles still. And is 5G itself still evolving?
Oh, yes. We're already hearing about 5G Advanced. That's looking at things like better integration of AI and machine learning into the network, enhanced support for XR, that's extended reality, and making IoT even more efficient.
Always the next step. So the big picture then, 5G isn't just faster phones.
Not at all. It's really a foundational shift. It's a platform designed for a much wider range of innovations, combining that speed, low latency, and huge capacity. It truly could reshape how we interact with the digital and physical world.
The potential's definitely there, even with the challenges.
Absolutely. The technology framework is largely in place. We're getting there.
Which leads to a fascinating thought. As 5G rolls out more widely and these advanced features start coming online, which applications do you think will actually change your daily life the most in the next few years? Will it be the super immersive VR worlds, the smart cities with everything connected, something else entirely? The tech is arriving. The truly transformative uses are what we're waiting to see emerge. Thanks for breaking that down.
My pleasure. It's certainly an exciting space to watch.